Every 3 years, the best sailors on the planet compete in the world's toughest offshore challenge, the Volvo Ocean Race.
1, 2, go!
Tense.
For the 12th edition, 7 teams left Alicante, Spain, to cross 4 oceans and 5 continents over 9 months. It is the ultimate endurance test that all professional sailors dream of doing.
It's just relentless.
With a fleet solely composed of the Volvo Ocean 65, a boat designed to take on the most grueling offshore race. Crews are pushed to the limit in a competition that has never been closer. Battling 24/7, fighting storms, and defying the worst that Mother Nature can throw at them.
You get a beating out there.
Pushing the crews to a place where there is only a thin margin between winning the leg.
Nice, very nice.
Or losing it all.
Holy shit, I can't believe this. I can't actually believe this happened.
This is their story. Leg 7 of the Volvo Ocean Race is the last big oceanic push. 3,000 nautical miles across the Atlantic to Lisbon in Portugal. Firing out of Newport, USA, during the first 3 days and nights at sea, the lead changes several times between the 6 boats in the fleet. Team Brunel then managed to gain a jump on their rivals, which affects the mood amongst the crews in different ways.
Last night, we had literally every boat within sight. This morning, there's been a real game of roulette, and in a matter of hours, we all separated by a long way, and now the skeds come in, and Brunel are 22 miles ahead. Some guys have lost 30 miles. It's unheard of, basically, in this race. I suspect in 48 hours, we're all going to be alongside each other again.
You prefer to be first? I mean, if you are first and everybody is coming back, you are sad. If you are behind and you are come back on the first one, you're happy.
For leaders Brunel, now is a good time for an initiation game.
We have 2 new guys, and now we're gonna do a test. Which of them is the best newcomer on board? Round 1, the quiz round. Whose socks is this?
Was it crispy to the touch?
I think it's Rocky. I'm gonna say it's Patans.
And the answer is mine.
Yes! Round 2. Who of the newcomers can undo this little nut the fastest?
3, 2, 1, go! You could have got a thinner rope, could you? I can see Timo panicking. I've got it in the bag, don't worry.
Okay, after the untying rope game, it is 1-1. So up to round 3, where we're gonna make some coffees for KB.
White coffee or black coffee?
What?
Sugar?
No sugar, thanks. Not too full. Half a cup.
So much?
KB likes something special. Put a little bit of chocolate sprinkle on the top.
I think I put enough coffee in. Oh, on our navigator and live for the next few hours.
Oh, they're both pretty bad, bro. Give it to this one.
No!
They're both pretty evil.
Really disappointed. Yeah. You won the battle.
As Rob Greenhalgh predicted, the fleet compresses to within sight of each other. They're now racing along a safety limit set by the race organisers to avoid hitting icebergs. This is Titanic territory.
We had a 20-mile lead yesterday, but we sailed into an area without pressure.
If you have a brick wall and you hit it, you're not going any faster.
As you see, it's one big restart now.
Abu Dhabi then grind to a halt.
Yeah, definitely. They were stopped. You see anything, Juddy?
No, I didn't see anything.
There's a piece of wood on the keel, so as soon as we're stopped, we're just going to jump in, swim down, flick it off.
You got a knife or what?
Got a knife and a torch. I feel like Scuba Steve. Okay.
The sea temperature in this region of the Atlantic varies. Over 100 years ago, the crew of the Titanic recorded 28 degrees Fahrenheit,
Pretty cold.
or minus 2.2 centigrade.
There was a pallet we hit.
Went under, had a look, and there was a big, like a wooden pallet completely wedged around it perfectly, so I cleared that off.
Luckily now everything's clear and we're back up to speed, but we've lost probably half our lead on the boats behind. So got a bit more work to do than we had about 20 minutes ago.
We're basically now sneaking along the ice gate past where the Titanic sank, and the water temperature goes up and down quite a lot. We've got about another probably 400 miles to go along this ice gate before we get to a point where we're going to make the decision as to when to go east and when to actually start heading towards the finish.
These chilling waters have always presented dangers to mariners. 9 years ago during this leg, ABN AMRO 2 crewman Hans Horowitz fell overboard and lost his life. His teammates from the time recall the incident and remember a fine sailor.
Small Southern Ocean leg in 8 days. So I don't believe in the excuse that people didn't focus on safety. Hans is one of the most safety-minded persons I've met.
It was a dark night, it was a really windy night. I remember we'd just done a sail change actually, and the weather was changing very fast.
We were all in the process of doing a watch change, going down, getting our harnesses on. Unfortunately, Hans was the last one to go down and just got one of those freak waves that we surfed down, the boat rolled into windward and washed him off the side of the boat. We knew we had to get a lot of things over the back of the boat that were shining. We deployed the John Boy. We threw, I think, a few torches into the water. Sci-Fi activated the man overboard button down on his computer.
We knew he wasn't wearing his life jacket because he was next in line to go and get it, so really our focus was get the boat turned around as quick as possible and get back.
We had to go and try and find him. So it didn't give us much time to think about it, but unfortunately when we did find him and we gave him CPR and what have you, and we knew he was gone, then that gave us a solid time to think afterwards, and it was a pretty sombre few days there on board, as you can imagine. It's definitely something in the back of your mind, especially when you're on the sea. You do maybe take that extra time now to make sure that you are clipped on.
Certainly this race, becoming a father, it's something that's always in the back of my mind. And no, I don't think you ever forget, it lives with you forever.
I think it makes me stronger. It just makes me even more safety-minded that I need to get home to this family, to take care of them and to enjoy life.
The Hans Horowitz Trophy recognises the best under 30.
It's a nice trophy because it doesn't has anything to do with the accident, but it is something that he really stood for. Hans was always busy with new talent, trying to develop new young people in Holland.
It's just an absolute honour, and it just blew my mind really to receive such an award. And I think moving forward, it's just going to be a great award to continue handing out throughout the years.
For the 6 Volvo Ocean Race crews approaching mid-Atlantic, the main challenge now is negotiating the large windless hull known as the Azores High.
There is a big high pressure between us and the finishing line. So this is the center of the high pressure. There is no wind here. The wind is there in the north. Not so much, but there is a bit of more wind. More you go north, more you have wind. But we want to go there. So more you go north, longer is the track. So the goal is to find a shorter way to go there without falling in the light spot here. And we are sailing also along the ice limit because we would like to go a bit more west, but we cannot, so we are just following the ice limit very close because this is where there is a lot of wind. If you go more east, there is less wind. So this could be the key of this leg. The guy who is going to go first outside of this high pressure could have a big advantage.
Skirting around over the top of the high, the crews have to decide when to jibe or take a turn eastwards into more wind. It's a tricky decision, but absolutely crucial.
And obviously a Dongfeng have gained because they're sailing higher, right? Yeah. They've gained to the mark.
Yeah. Did you get the sked?
Because they jibed.
Yeah?
Well, because of
You think they jibed because of the sked?
Yeah.
What does it
Those
look
guys
like?
are well ahead. They've already jibed at 2:30.
As this decision challenges some of the best sailors on the planet mid-Atlantic. In Alicante HQ in Spain, the race's top sailing meteorologist Gonzalo Infante analyzes their tracks.
We always knew that there was going to be a big obstacle in the Atlantic, and that is the Azores High. As you get close to the center, this southerly component starts to be more west component, and this is kind of the right timing to jibe out. The better you play it, the nicer will be this track that has a name. It's called the gull wing. The cleaner and the nicer this gull wing is, means the better executed this move has been done. Albi Medica and Abu Dhabi, they didn't play north, didn't play extreme south, and end up having to jibe way more times. 1 jibe, 2 jibes, 3 jibes, 4 jibes to get out of the high pressure center.
While 3 teams ace their move, Albi Medica, SCA and Abu Dhabi fall behind.
Yeah, over the course of the night, all the guys that are behind have ended up in front by virtue of being able to sail lower in better wind. So we're now playing catch up.
You've endured 3 or 4 days of misery. It's hard to understate the importance of this. And if we don't turn it around, then the race is back on overall. This is probably the most important point of the entire race so far.
The impact on the race is huge. Mapfre celebrate with a present from their fans. And Dongfeng and Brunel can claw back the overall 6-point lead of Abu Dhabi. No wonder they're upbeat.
It's a lot of jokes at the moment, so we're having a good time on board at the moment, so it's good.
The day where you see me happy, be careful, there is something strange.
This is the 7th race.
7 times, it's like...
Are you gonna do it 8 times?
Why not? He might be my opponent next time. Kapitan Luigi Balkanovic.
Kind of had a bad feeling about our northing, kind of some oddities in this high pressure system. Hopefully we have better pressure from here on out.
Once we get clear of the high, then the breeze is just going to increase and it becomes a boat speed race for that 800, 900 miles.
Team Brunel crewman Gerd-Jan Poortman is off the Atlantic leg due to injury, so he's spending time with his family at home in Holland.
A few days before the start, an infection in my elbow just started up like out of nowhere, no idea. Came off the boat with no problems, and all of a sudden, bam! I was very thick. I couldn't say to Bauer, listen, for 100% sure, you can count on me this leg, and that means we need to substitute. And the best people need to sail, and that's bigger than the one person. I've got some old cadet sails from when I learned sailing. Actually, my parents had them. This is a Spinnaker, it's a bit different than a Volvo 65. But he loves blocks and hoisting them. Here, Melle, here, pull this one. And then I'm bow backing. Hoist the sails! Go on, Heitje!
Yes, now I have 3 little boys at home. No, it's good to have him home for 2 weeks. I have a little bit of break now, and yeah, it's good to have him home.
It is something to get used to. It's a total different life again, and I'm a bit rusty, I feel, but it's good fun.
I have to gave him some tips during the day and saying, now you have to bring the children to school, and now you have to cook, and now you have to do this. But he's a quick learner, and he's doing fine.
This afternoon we'll actually pick up Luke from daycare as well, and then we'll, with the family, we'll go to the woods. We do the traditional Dutch style with our bikes. They're great kids, they're very sociable, but they don't sit still. They wake up at 6 and, you know, it's full on all day. Hey, Boofy? Yeah. Help you, mate? I'm getting older, but I'm still young, and I love what I'm doing, and this is certainly something I wouldn't like to say it's the last time. The race is once in 3 years, and we can now spend time with the family again, and then slowly get into the next race, and then possibly, hopefully, do it again.
Moving out of the Azores High, the impact of their jibing manoeuvres takes effect.
It's the final stage of this race now. The three of us have come out the high pressure together, and it's just a drag race to Lisbon, 600 miles. We've got 2 fast boats down there, so I think it's going to be tight.
In this race, it seems like we always have boats around. It's quite frustrating at times, and it's quite interesting at times. When you go a little bit faster, it's always good, but right now we have trouble getting the speed.
We're out of the high pressure now, so it's really just a straight shot at Lisbon, and it hasn't gone that well for us. We got a bit stuck. We calmed in the high pressure for a couple of hours, brought SCA into the back of us, so we're actually sort of neck and neck with them. Wind's going to build from here. We'll have up to 30 knots on the way into Lisbon, and yeah, maybe it'll all compress a bit at the end, but just keep battling away, see what happens.
We are just trying to sail the boat as fast as we can, fastest angle. We're heading towards Lisbon. We've got about 330 miles to run to a waypoint just off the turning corner into the Lisbon River, and hopefully we'll have at least held our own against the others, and if not, gained a few miles.
We go outside of the ridge first. We were increasing the distance, 7 miles behind, and we fall in the right spot. And we were passing Brunel, and then we hit a big shark. And we lost contact with Brunel, and we have been passed by Mafre. So it's very difficult for us, because I think we didn't really fight well, and we did a fantastic job to go outside the ridge, and we have not been very lucky, especially with the light spot and the shark.
Above deck, the crews fly across the Atlantic. But below, well, life goes on for the proud Americans aboard Team Medica.
I am making a classic American dish, which is the PB&J. It's all about the spread technique and not losing your peanut butter. Then I mix a little Liberty with it. These are my little American treats on board. I try to pass this on to the other boys, and they seem to take to it nicely. They're screaming from deck right now.
Nick!
I've had too many wraps today, and I'm having a PB&J, and they're not.
Give me some of that American freedom!
These fire hose conditions are battering, but they're also fast for Team Brunel.
Yeah, we have 5 miles on the guys behind us, and 12 hours ago we only had 1, so it's been a good night. Very wet and fast.
Strong breeze. We're doing good. Constantly gaining on them, so that's a good sign.
As 6 boats blast towards Lisbon under sail, Team Vestas Wind leaves the shipyard after 4 months of work.
You can feel right now as we've got out of Bergamo and we've got back around the race, you can feel the energy starting to build within the team. You can feel people actually engaging with the race again.
The route from Italy to Portugal is still a race against the clock.
We're in Setterville here, just about 80 k's south of Lisbon. We finally got the yacht is here actually. I mean, obviously our method of getting to Lisbon is slightly different from how it was once planned at the beginning of the race. There's plenty of reasons why it shouldn't have happened, but for all of those, there was just as many great reasons for it to happen. And the fact, I'm incredibly appreciative even of being given the opportunity to try and make it, get this comeback to become a reality. 9 hours ago, we didn't have a permit to finish the trip, so quite a bit happened around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, just through even the stopover authority, just to get that last signature, and then even just the way the traffic and the roads have been cleared out for us to bring the boat in tonight. It was, it's impressive. So many people have done so much good work for us, and it's all truly appreciated. The fact of the matter is that without this massive collective effort, we wouldn't be here right now. We all know what's happened, it's pretty well documented. We just need to now purely focus on the fact we've been given a chance now to continue with a future in the race, and just make sure that everyone's got their heads just thinking forward and not worrying too much about what's happened in the past. We've got to let it go and be able to move on.
Yeah, the last few months we've kind of had the role as shore crews and just working hard on the boat. So we still have a few days left of that, but hopefully soon we'll get back as sailors again and start racing.
For the sailing team, it's been incredibly frustrating. I mean, I know what dealing with them, for the last, especially the last 4 months. I mean, sailors need a yacht. It's as simple as that. Without one, they're quite an annoyance, to be quite honest. But in all fairness, the guys they've never given up on the fact that they were coming back to finish this race. And you can feel it now as we come back as a team here, and we've got the base, and we've got our commercial team with us, we've got the sailing team with us. You can feel that same kind of momentum and just goodwill amongst everyone here to just be part of it. So it's good to get that team spirit back.
And after 3,000 nautical miles of hard racing across the Atlantic, the first 2 boats also arrive in Lisbon.
We approaching the finish line in Lisbon. Apparently it's very close.
Not sure yet, but it looks like we're going to be gold.
For Brunel, this is a stunning victory that keeps their hopes of winning overall very much alive.
This time of the day, in the middle of the week, that there's so many boats coming out in the water, so yeah, that's always a nice thing to see. So thank you, Lisbon.
And for Spanish team Mapfre, their second place finish on leg 7 is more than just a great result.
This is special because we're coming back to Europe now. Our hometown is very close to here, and still not 12 months ago where we didn't even have a boat, and today we are here again. No? We did the whole lap around the world.
It's nice to, of course, to have a win over here, especially winning a transatlantic is always a really good thing, a memorable one. I think after the Cape Horn leg, it's probably the second one you like to win. So it's good for us, good for the team, good for everybody.
By all the effort of everyone in this team, we managed to do this project. So I'm very happy for that. I'm very happy for all the guys who really pushed very hard to do it. I'm so happy with the second position, but even more with this result of 12 months of a very difficult project.
Next week, the finishing order turns upside down in the approach to Lisbon for the following 4 teams.
Thank God!
The race director drops a protest hearing on the fleet.
our race committee of protest against Dongfeng, Map3 and SCA for sailing the wrong way.
And Team Vestas Wind are back in the game.